guys, here we are. It's 2018. I've been prepping all week, getting ready for my first event down on Lake Toho, first Bass Open, and it's time to show you guys the office. And this year is a special deal because it's the 50th year anniversary for Ranger Boats, and they have knocked it out of the park with the brand new 520L. So let's get to it, let's jump in it, and let's see what she got. All right, you guys, so just like last year, my setup's very similar, pretty much the exact same. I got my 250 Mercury Pro XS with the Torque Master lower unit. Probably one of the most essential pieces of equipment on the boat, because without it, you're not getting back to weighing in, you're not getting to your next spot, can't afford to have breakdowns. And I've been with Mercury for now 3 years running these Pro XSs, and I have not had a single failure, nor have I been to the service trailer for any problems. These things are bulletproof, and that's why I continue to run them. Here we are, my babies, my boos. I love these things, my power poles. Gotta have my power poles on my rig every year. I got 2 black 8-foot blades, and these things are the truth, man. From shallow water to docking your boat and not scratching your fiberglass, to fishing up north and all that wind and waves, attaching the drift paddles, man. That saved me huge last year on Lake St. Clair, attaching the drift paddles to my power poles and slowing my drift down and be able to maximize my fishing potential in a small area. Gotta have these bad boys. My Fire Red Bob Machine Shop jack plate, the best jack plate on the market right here. I absolutely love this thing. What stands out about the Bob Machine Shop plate more than anything out there on the market is the speed in which that plate comes up and down, regardless of how much pressure it's under. So you're doing 80 miles down the lake, 75, whatever, you hit up, that thing's coming up. It's not jerking, it's not vibrating, it's not hesitating, it's coming on up. And that's why we run a Bob. All right, guys, 2 more quick features that you'll notice on a 520L that I really like. I can't tell you how many times I've put my boat in the water and forgot to put the plug in. It just happens. You get excited, the fish are biting, you want to get out there, you launch your boat, you've got to put the plug in. Well, guess what? You don't have to put the boat back on the trailer. You don't got to worry about sinking your rig, which you wouldn't sink a Ranger anyways. But there's a simple actuator right here. You can see we turn it from out, you get on the water, we turn it to in, just like that. You forget to put the plug in, you just run back here, turn that to in, done. Just like that. Also right here, I got a trolling motor battery voltmeter on the outside. So when I charge my batteries up at night, I don't have to open this latch up to see what's going on with my charger. I can pick it up all right here, and I can see right now that I'm on a full charge on all my batteries, so we ready to roll. All right, here we go. Under the hood, one of the cool features that you'll find on the Ranger 520L is this right here. This is the power switch to all my batteries back here. This is a super sweet deal, so when I'm have my boat parked and I need to cut the power off, I'm not worried about anything draining my batteries. I simply just turn this knob to off, and I don't have anything to worry about. Wake up in the morning, batteries are fully charged, time to hit the lake, I turn it to on. But additionally, they have a jump switch on here, and what that allows you to do, if you kill your battery, instead of carrying jumper cables, having to hook this up to hook that up, I can simply just turn this knob to jump start, hit the start button on my keypad, and boom, that Mercury fires right up. And this is gonna save me a lot of time in the event of having a dead battery. But we're not gonna have that issue because we got this big Odyssey back here this year. Doing things a little bit different for 2018. Let me pull this throw cushion out of here so you guys can see. I got the big Group 31 Odyssey for my main battery. This is gonna control all of my electronics, my Garmin's, my live wells, my pumps, things of that nature are all going to be controlled by this one battery, which is a lead acid AGM battery. Then for my trolling motor, I have 3 12-volt lithiums. These are Relion lithium batteries. They're super lightweight. I think I took 185 pounds out of my boat just from switching to lithiums on the trolling motor. So the longevity and the weight were the 2 key factors that kind of persuaded me to switch over to the lithiums this year. And thus far, man, they've been awesome. I haven't been able to kill them, and hopefully we won't be able to kill them all season long, but we're gonna put them to the test, that's for sure. Of course, I got my good throw cushion in case somebody falls in. Put that back. Let's keep on rolling. Obviously, this is the back deck. Ranger boat has tons of storage. They always have, and the 520L is no different. You know, I keep this is like my junk drawer back here. You know, at the house, you got that one junk drawer where you just might find some of anything. Well, that's what this compartment is for me. I keep a bag back here that has a miscellaneous array of tackle. Gotta have some tools in case something goes wrong. Got a life jacket and a safe base back here. Of course, when I fish opens and stuff like that, I clear this out so my co-angler can have some room. But very well organized box. Of course, right here, 2 big, huge live wells. Stuff those 10-pounders in, no problem. Got my oxygenator in there for the summer months when it gets hot and those fish are not looking too good. I hit my oxygenator, turn that bad boy on. I don't have to worry about my fish dying. Again, over here, I just got storage. This is where I keep my life jackets, some more tools, and my guide wear. In case it starts raining, the weather gets bad or it just gets cold, I have all that stored right here. All right, here we are. Let's jump down into the cockpit where I'll spend the majority of my time. But before we do that, I want to show you guys a couple of new features on the 520L that you'll notice immediately. And right away, what jumps out are these new seats. These are much larger seats for the co-angler, for the boater and the non-boater. Super wide. And what's cool is they're adjustable now for the non-boater. So you just reach under here, you got your handle, you can adjust this. So if you're a short guy like me, you want to pull that bad boy all the way up so we get a nice cozy ride. But for my guys that are a lot bigger, longer legs, you can adjust that back, have much more leg space, and you can see the size of this seat. You know, it's much more spacious, a lot more room to play with on the 520L. I really like that. All right, these over here. This is another cool feature that they changed on the 520L, is this glove box right here. Before, you know, it didn't have the hydraulic piston to hold it up. You know, it'd fall down on you, it hit hard all the time. But they really changed that, made this nice and sleek. Have the grip here so you don't slip when you're getting on the back deck. And this is where I keep a lot of miscellaneous things. Rope, my scales, got a fizz my fish, extra set of my guide wear gloves that I like to wear, map cards, pocket knives, whatever you want to throw in there. So I put my wallet and my keys when I hop in the boat as well. So awesome, love that. Then of course, you know, I gotta have my Bob's Machine Shop hot foot as well. We went with a gray to fit the color scheme of the boat this year, but this is pretty awesome, bad to the bone. Love that dude. All right, so now I'm here, I'm sitting down in my cockpit, and again, a much more spacious area on the 520L than on the C from last year. You'll notice that right away. You'll also notice a keypad change. The keypad was a little higher and looked a lot different, but this is our new keypad right here. Super sleek, good looking, sweet deal right here. Another feature that I really love on the 520L is they added us some new USB ports. There's 2 of them right here, and then you got the old school 12-volt cigarette lighter right there, so you can run multiple Garmin Verbs at one time and not worry about killing them. You just run your wires right down here and plug in, and you're good to go. I got my dual trim switches, one for my hydraulic plate right here, and the other one for my manual trim. That's pretty standard. Then my eyes, my ears, my everything while I'm on the water right here. My Garmin touchscreens, absolutely love these things, gotta have them. I'm running 2 units again. These are 7610s, and I have these mounted on a Bass Boat Technology dual mount right here. And those guys over there, again, they knock it out of the park every year with this mount. In my opinion, it's the best mount on the market. I've been running them for 3 years, and I wouldn't have it any different. Obviously, the console's changed, so they had to immediately make a new cut to fit the new L, and they were right on top of it. And as you can see, it fits super flush. And of course, you can always give this bad boy the super tug to make sure it's in there, and that thing ain't going nowhere. All right, guys, you ever drop an $8 tungsten weight down in the hull of your boat? If you haven't, I've done it too many times. But guess what? Bob Machine Shop's fixed that. I got my red accented pedestal plugs that I run here and up front. As we get up there, you'll check those out as well. But this is a great investment, man. It keeps oil and water and dirt and grime from getting down in your hole, clogging up your bilge pumps, your live well pumps, and everything down there. You just don't need all that garbage down there. Check these out. Great thing to have on your boat. Of course, Ranger has the built-in net holder for when you need to roll with the net. A nice spacious live well, a nice spacious ice chest. And then we transition into the deck. Now, I ain't Mike Iaconelli, I can't break dance or nothing, but you could definitely do a couple gyros up here because there is plenty of space. So when I'm out on the water and I'm practicing, I got 15, 20, 25 rods on the deck because I don't know what the fish are doing. It happens more times than you think. I got plenty of space. I'm not tripping. I'm not worried about falling in the water because I got plenty of space all over this huge deck. Now let me show you guys some of the storage. And we'll start over here with the rod locker. Now I got this thing jam-packed with about 15 Kistler rods right about now, but I could get 20 to 25 rods in there, no problem. You take a closer look. Of course, Ranger has the organized rod holders built in. Keeps everything nice and organized, so when I do need to grab a rod, I don't have to worry about hooks getting caught up on rods, reels getting hung up on other setups. I can reach in, grab what I want, get it right out. Not to mention the power ventilation system. That's an awesome little deal, because when you get water in this box, you take one over the bow and you get water in here and all your equipment gets wet, not a problem. With one click of a switch, I got a ventilated rod box right here that dries everything out, and I'm back to normal without getting any rust and grime on any of my stuff. So now we get into tackle storage. And you lift this center hatch, this main lid here, and this is where I store 95% of my tackle. And it is a ton of tackle in there. Some guys like to you can also put rods in there, but I usually just like to jam pack this thing with tackle because that's where the bulk of my weight is. It's centered in the boat, and I'm not worried about stuff dancing around because I got it in there nice and tight. Get tons of tackle in this box right here. All right, similar to last year is the day box. And another great adjustment that Ranger Boat has made is they took the carpet out of this box. For whatever reason, when you take waves over the bow, I'd get a little bit of excess water, or if it rains really hard, you might get some water in these front two boxes. Well, now they don't have carpet in them anymore, so very easy to drain and dry out very fast, and I'm not worried about my baits getting wet and getting mildewed and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I usually keep my spare prop in here also. It is not in here right now, but I need to put that in there. But currently, I've got some drop shot baits in there, and then whatever I'm using for the day. So, I might pick out a couple packages of worms, and I'll just keep them in this day box. It's quick, easy access for anything that I'm going to be using that day. All right, and then last but not least, more storage, of course. This is where I keep a lot of my bulk plastics and all my bait binders for all my Z-Man Elastex. I got plenty of these in here. My running light's also in here. And again, you'll notice there's no carpet in there, so it drains really easy, dries out really fast, and that's something that we all been wanting, and Ranger listened to the pro staff and the anglers and got that taken care of for us. So that's another awesome feature. All right, so obviously I spent a ton of time on the front deck of my boat chasing down these fish all over the country, and few key things up here that I absolutely got to have. I got my 2 power pole switches right here. I like to put mine on the top left of my boat. Of course, you can just unscrew these and put them wherever you want on the deck. Really cool deal you got right here. So unit wise, I got 2 more 7610s up here. One unit I usually dedicate to Panoptix, or I'll split screen it and I'll have it at Panoptix on one side, then I'll have the other side on mapping. Then I have another unit up here that I will split screen again, and I'll have 2D sonar running off the trolling motor, and then I'll have down scan running off the back transducer, so that way I got both bases covered. I can see what's in front of me and I can see what's behind me. I try not to give them too many outs. You can see here on my trolling motor shaft, this is the Panoptix transducer. And I will tell you guys, if you have not used Panoptix or you have not seen it, you are absolutely missing out. This is a game changer as far as technology goes, and I highly recommend you guys looking into it. I absolutely love mine. These 276 Garmins are not light, they're heavy. Again, I went with a Bass Boat Technology mount, and I mean, the guys over at Bass Boat Technology, they amaze me every year, because these new boats come out, and regardless of how they're cut out or laid out, they are on top of a mount that fits the need of the angler. And so this one in particular is a swivel mount. It rotates on this plate right here. You can rotate it to adjust it. On this new Ranger, this plate is kind of at an angle naturally, and so it's not necessarily in line with the trolling motor, but the folks over at Bass Boat Technology have made an adjustable mount to where you can loosen these bolts, turn it to be in line with the trolling motor, which is what I did, tighten it back down, and now everything is back in line. Super sweet. All right, I jumped on the bandwagon. I couldn't go without it. I set back last year, I ran a Fortrex. I didn't get the Ultrex, but just watching guys utilize that spot lock technology, I couldn't be without. And so I went on and got myself a 45 shaft Ultrex. I've been using this thing for several weeks now. It is absolutely bad to the bone. This is another game-changing tool for professional anglers. I mean, this thing is just bad, super bad, man. I absolutely love it. All right, last couple items on the rig that I want to show you guys. This is a one and done deal. I showed you guys this last year. This is called the Big D. This is an indestructible trolling motor cable. You can pull on this thing and pull on this thing and pull on this thing. It's just not gonna break. So you purchase yourself one time a Big D, you won't have to purchase another one. And so I'll pull this up and show you guys another cool thing. This is another product from Bob Machine Shop. It's called a Deck Saver. Of course, I have everything accented on my boat in red, and this is no different, but this saves your deck from every time you deploy and put down your trolling motor and stow, rather, it lands on that. It's not landing on your carpet, putting a hole in your carpet and degrading your deck. Gotta have a Deck Saver on there. All right, last but not least, introduced just this year, another product from Bob Machine Shop called the Slip Clip. This is pretty sweet. Before, you would have to lean over, unscrew the knob, try not to fall in the water and balance to let your trolling motor down or up. Not anymore. I simply grab this lever, I loosen it, trolling motor goes down or up. I get it to adjust it to the level that I want it. I just pull that back down, I'm done. No screwing the knob, no falling in the lake. Just undo it, latch it back down, keep on rolling. So, then we got my deck plugs up here. And again, you don't want to drop $8 tungsten weights down here while you're fishing. If you don't utilize the front pedestal seat, which 90% of the time I don't, save yourself from trouble. Save yourself from degrading your deck furthermore with water getting in there and sitting down in there and plastic worms, all these things that will eventually get clogged up in your billet system. You can prevent that with 2 pedestal plugs from Bob Machine Shop. So you guys, thanks for riding with me, man. Checking out my brand new 2018 520L. This is the Legacy Edition. Happy 50th anniversary to Ranger Boats. They knocked it out the park with this boat. It is an extremely gorgeous boat. I'm sure you may have seen photos on my social media channels prior to this video. If you haven't, go check those out, and I'll check you guys on the water.